everybody. Bob Walters, Brett Grasso, Locked Up Sports, NFL Week number 10. Jets shed a whole bunch of talent at the trade deadline. Giants, finally. Daboll on the hot seat, maybe fired any day. Could have been fired the Denver game. Brett, what's up? Welcome to the show. 10 weeks into the NFL season.
I can tell you, man, I as those trades were announced, I was at work with my buddy Dom. He was like, yeah, it's like Jets traded, and I couldn't, but Sauce just got traded, and then I was like, oh my God, and it was like for 2 number ones, I was in right away. I wasn't even mad, and I liked Sauce. Good quarterback.
But like what? Like
not worth two twos. Not worth 2 twos and a receiver.
Yeah, well, what they get? They got 2 ones, right?
Yeah, 2 ones. Sorry, 2 ones. 2 ones and a receiver who they just wanted to get out of town because he's the one who flipped the ball before he.
Oh, is that who it is? The guy who dropped it before he went in the end zone?
They're trying to get him out of town. They just want him out of town, which actually is a nice score for the Jets.
You got to get somebody, right? You got to have somebody to play the last 10 games of the season.
I don't care about one bad play. Yeah, so.
Yeah, but the Jets screwed this up, Brett. But
yes, they're going to screw this up. But at least they made the right move, so they have a move to screw up. Usually, I was very nervous they were going to do nothing or do like a minimal Breece Hall for a 4th rounder to Kansas City, which is like, nice to do, which I still think they should have done. They refused to take the 4th. They wanted a 3rd, and Kansas City refused to budge. For Breece Hall.
And you know what? You're right. With that Kansas City, I think they screwed up the Kansas City thing because the Kansas City wanted Breece Hall. Right, and Breece Hall wants no part of being on the team.
Exactly. Once that moment hits, like it's exactly what happened with Williams, and the moment that I didn't realize how disruptive he was in the locker room and how adamant he was that he wanted out of town. I honestly thought he was like fine, but you look and you go, they at least they go out and they get a 2nd rounder this year and a 1st rounder next year for him from Dallas, and they're clearing house a little bit. They're
clearing house
making
totally.
Their own team
because Breece Hall's probably not going to play now. They're talking about benching him.
Yeah, no,
because basically he was tweeting out, so he wanted out. Right? He's like, give me two, send me.
Quincy Williams was with his brother. He wanted to get traded with his brother. They tried to work the deal with Dallas. Dallas wouldn't give them enough for Quincy because he's a good player too.
Yeah, but you can't get traded. It's not like the package deal like we're playing in the schoolyard.
No, it was close. I know, but they were, and not because they didn't want him, because now they both were the vocal. We were not happy. So the moment that happens is you don't want a Breece Hall hanging around this year. You don't want Quincy Williams. You know what they did with him? They benched him. So now he's benched.
And Breece Hall too. He wants no part of it. He's not going to play hard for you because he doesn't want to get hurt.
No, and all they're doing, they don't care about wins and losses. You know how it goes. Truthfully, they'll never admit it. They don't want to win another game this year, and they want to evaluate talent, and that'll be their way to not winning another game. Their offense, though, may win them some games because they've produced. I don't think
so. They haven't really. What, you beat the Bengals? We can beat the Bengals, Brett. The Sable High School team can beat the Bengals. I'm not talking about
winning 2 games. I'm like this. The difference of being the 1st pick and the 5th pick is going to be winning 1 more game possibly, and that game may be versus the Browns. And
it might be this week. Yeah.
No, and that is the stuff where, they can pretend all they want. So they're making these decisions very quickly to bring in people who are not as good. They're not bringing it in to play better. These guys will play worse than Quincy Williams. These guys are going to play worse than Breece Hall because they're worse.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is like this team was not a 1-win team, right? It was better than a 1-win team with the talent it had. It should have a couple of wins. Maybe not a winning record. Should have a couple of wins. I think the coach is bad. I think the coach is bad, right? The defense stinks. The offense, it's not very good either.
No,
and it's just the whole team is terrible. And then now what did they do? They kicked the can down the road again, and now you're 15 years without a playoff spot. Like, how long is it going to last? How long are you going to keep doing this?
No.
Now you're going to be 17 years because you're not going to win next year.
You think the better alternative was to do nothing? No, I'm serious. Like, do you think
I don't know. I'm not saying it was. You're right.
But I feel like even though you're going to screw it up or possibly screw it up, truthfully, the guys they picked in the draft are the guys we just traded. They were great. They worked out very well.
The Sauce wasn't very good this year. Sauce doesn't pick the ball off. You're right. And he was getting beat this year a couple times.
But and I agreed with you. I said the exact same thing. I said he can't tackle. He's getting beat all the time. They're burning him. And I look over and I go, They knew that. Aaron Glenn is a cornerback. He didn't like Sauce. If he liked Sauce, Sauce would not be playing for the Colts right now. They had Sauce signed on a fairly decent deal, not for them, and same as they have with Garrett Wilson. And they realized, we'll take two number ones for him, of course.
Yeah, two number ones is good. You were right. The trade deadline, like it was never like this when we were growing up. There was never like trades.
It was never like this, and now that very rare. It is a rarity, and this is why the Jets made the Sauce deal. It is rare that a team will make a deal that is outside of what a player is worth in the NFL during a trade. It is almost always like, this is exactly what you're worth.
You get nobody. You get nothing. You get nothing for him, really. You usually get like a fourth round pick and a third round.
Now it has finally become, and it's not because of some change in ownership. It's because the players are forcing their way out of town now.
Yeah, it's become teams go for it. The Colts went for it, right? Cowboys, I think the Cowboys still did. The Cowboys didn't go for it.
Guaranteed money. They're finally getting guaranteed money. And not for all their contracts, but the guaranteed money is part of it. And that's the big thing the Jets did. You know, they unleashed both of these guys, and most of the guaranteed money in that contract hasn't been paid yet, and it's not on the hook for them. And that was the genius behind. We didn't realize it. We go, why did they sign Sauce to this deal? Why did they sign Garrett to this deal? They knew that was a tradable contract that someone would be wanting. And so it was actually, we didn't realize it. They weren't signing them to be here forever. They were signing them because someone was going to go.
I think it's good for the Colts. I think because Dallas got Williams, right?
Great for the Colts.
Dallas is their defense is. He's a good player, but it's still they're not going to do anything. They're not going anywhere.
We got rid of a guy who didn't want to be here.
Yeah,
we got value for him.
He makes them better, but he's not going to fix that defense.
Doesn't matter if they won that game, maybe, but they need to win all those games, and they're losing. Forget about Dallas next year, maybe. But the best part is, if Dallas falls apart, we have their number one next year. That could be a mid-round draft pick.
If they fall apart, but you know what? They won't fall apart. They're like be on the edge of the playoffs, middle of the round.
No, but that's not like they're not going to be the 31st pick. Like the Jets this year have what could be the top 1, 2, or 3, and then they have
probably the one. It's probably the 2.
Ready? Yeah, right. And then it's going to be the Colts, which is going to be say the 29th, and then it's going to be the number 34 because they're getting that one back, and then they get the Cowboys, which is going to be the number 44.
Yeah.
45.
Would you rather have
that's they're not like they're late second rounders or early third. Like you're talking about, that's a stack.
Would you rather have the second pick in the draft than the first? Because then like the other guy makes the decision for you, right? It's going to be like one of two players, right? And it's not one guy right up there. Then let the other guy make the decision, and the decision's made for you. Then you can't screw it up. You're like, well, they picked this guy. We were stuck with this guy.
I like having the first pick in the draft. If that's not your guy and you're not happy with it, trade back and flip-flop with the other team and get that plus another pick out of the deal.
They need a quarterback, right? The Fields isn't it?
It doesn't matter to me. Honestly, the first pick as opposed to the third pick means no difference to me unless there is
unless it's Peyton Manning.
Can't miss prospect. Yeah, but it's not. But trust me, there's going to be an Arch Manning possibly.
Yeah, but he's not. He's young, right? He's not coming out this year.
But you have no clue. The guy who's going to be good isn't going to be the number one pick. The guy who's going to be good is going to be the mid-rounder that, was slightly some ding.
Well, that's what Mahomes was, right? Mahomes out of Texas Tech wasn't like the number one overall. There are great ones who are number one, right? Like Peyton Manning was number one.
So even before the Jets can screw the guy up, if you screw up the pick, it's too late anyway, no matter who's coaching them. So there's too many.
See, the problem I have though is
there's too many Anthony Richardsons, Jamarcus Russells, Ryan Leafs.
Yeah, I mean those are the drastic. Those are like the flops, right? Terrible.
They are, but there's a lot more of those than there are Dan Marinos and Peyton Mannings.
Oh, of course. Tom Brady's. But there's a lot of middle of the road guys, right? Like Chase.
Geno Smith.
Yeah, well, like top of the line guys who were like, they're all right.
He was a decent draft pick. But I know. It's just, you're right. Are they going to screw it up? Yeah, one way or the other. Like, it's all going to get screwed. But I don't know what their philosophy is. Like, right now they have a plan, Bob, and we think like we know it's going to be draft a rookie, and bring up whatever. I don't know if that's
but the
case.
problem is you're right, and they have a plan, and they had to do it.
And I could see him in a Jets uniform, and right after he says all the right
things.
Who
you say?
Fernando Mendoza. Indiana
what about
throws that touchdown with that beautiful catch in the tiptoe in the end zone for the win today? That was pretty.
What about Joe Burrow? Next year on the Jets.
I don't like injured quarterbacks.
Yeah, but he gets injured because he has a bad offensive line. He gets killed. And he's good. He's good. He's still good.
He's been injured. Major reconstructions on surgery. He's got things that he doesn't even tell you about. You got to bring in a guy. That gives you instant
credibility, right? You're okay next year then. If he stays healthy.
Fresh, and run fresh, young, fresh with some legs is so vital in this league now. And I'm sorry. No, I love Joe Burrow. I would take him, but you're going to lose a ton to get him, and then you don't even know what you're getting, and he's one hit away.
But you do know what you get, right? You're getting a good top 7 quarterback.
You're getting a quarterback who has rarely finished seasons and is very far removed from that Super Bowl run that you're remembering. Because if you think it was 3 years ago, it's like 6 years ago. And
no, they never went to the Super Bowl.
What was it? The
Cincinnati? No, they make playoff runs every year. They get to the playoffs.
They were the AFC Championship run
game. Yes, championship game. I think they lost maybe to the Baltimore or the Chiefs or something. Right. But that at least gives the Jets credibility next year. Now you're talking 3-4 years. Like it's 3 years now. You're 15 years without the playoffs.
2021.
How long are you gonna wait? This team is terrible.
2021, the Bengals defeat the Kansas City Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl.
Did they?
22. Yeah.
Who did they lose to?
What was that? The Tampa Bay year, maybe.
Oh, maybe with Brady.
I don't know. I'm just guessing now.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, but now you're talking about you're at 50, these Jets fans, Brett, and you're a Jets fan. It's been 15 years. You haven't even made the playoffs. Yeah. It's the longest drought in American sports history. You could get Joe Burrow and you might make playoffs next year, right? You could do that. You probably won't win the Super Bowl, or you could wait another 2 years at least. And now you're at 17, 18 years. How long is it going to go? And what if that doesn't work out? Then it's another 5 years. You're going to all be dead. Everyone's going to be dead.
See, you're right in that. No, if we take Joe Burrow and miss, Bob, that's 10 years, Bob. You're not talking about 5 years. And if you can't do that, we've done that, and we know it's not going to work out. And so that's the miss. The make is start from the ground floor. You have a new team. You have a new quarterback. You have tools to give that quarterback right now. You just need a second wide receiver. You have a full offensive line. You have a running back outside of Breece Hall who can carry the load. You do have the tools of what could probably be a good defense with a coach that can teach defense. I don't know if it's going to work out, but it is not bringing over Joe Burrow to try and win next year. You are not winning next year. We know
so you just got to get to the playoffs one of these years, just to placate. How are you going to lose these season ticket holders?
Playoffs for 5 years or 6 years. That's the decision making. Just got us.
And Woody has the nerve, Brett. They're raising prices 30%. What are you doing? You sell all these guys off.
That's ridiculous. No, I don't go. I won't. No, Bob, you know me. All right, I'm glad you brought that up too because I left.
They got to rescind that, right?
Bob, it's Jets. Listen, so we got Jets Browns tomorrow. You want to go, Bob? Because
I was looking at it the other day. It was 40. It was still $40. I thought $40 was still expensive. No. How much?
I don't even want to sit right behind the bench. I want to sit a couple rows back,
You want to sit middle section.
Right. Oh, forget it. Then
that's the real good seats there. The mezzanine area.
Cheap. And they show with the fees no matter what now.
I know. I saw that. I think they changed the law, but I think it was $40. I saw the other day because I looked. I did the exact same thing you did.
I'm talking 50-yard line, 8 rows back on the field.
$35
is no, it's not. It's $100. You know what I mean?
But you know what's paying $100? Who you gonna pay $100 to go see Browns Jets
for the 50-yard line? No, for the seats as a kid that you thought that only you couldn't even get. Do you know what I mean? That probably those seats were coveted as kids.
Yeah. Listen, it's the same thing with the Giants. No, Brett, I was on a 20-year wait list for Giants season tickets. I can buy them now.
I don't care about the price. You can't even get those. You can't get them. It used to be like that. And I'm talking. Guess what? They still stunk back then. Both of them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But I'm not paying. I don't know. I wouldn't pay $100.
The only difference, Bob? TVs, you couldn't see it. You didn't
I'd
see
pay
it well.
50. I'd pay
Now you
50
can
to
just
sit in those seats
I'm
for the
looking
Jets
right here,
game.
Bob. Me and you having this conversation. I am watching a clear as day the rain fall at Notre Dame.
It's so
game.
much. And football's so much better at home.
It's so ridiculous to just do this, and it's so that's why the tickets are the
And you get all the games, and you get all the games.
People still go. It's going to be sold out.
It's sold out because it's sold out.
We sold the whole team.
Yeah, but how many people are going to be there? How many people are going to be half a stadium? Right?
No, it's going to be sold out. It's going to be a full stadium.
No,
it's football,
not.
Bob.
No, it's not.
People are dying. People who never get to go to games were gifted tickets this week, and they're going with their families. They never thought they were going this year.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be the 40,000. No, so how much does it hold? 80,000. It'd be like 50.
People are in the oven right now, barbecuing and making things for preparing to leave at 5 a.m., Bob. They are ready to go.
Yeah, but I've gone to Giants games. Even this year, I've gone to Giants games, right? Early in the season. And it was like second quarter, they're still sitting in the parking lot. They're watching the game on TV in the parking lot.
Because that's what they're there for, Bob. The game is irrelevant these days. If they're good, they'll go in. They're not good, so they stay outside. There's cheaper beer. Why go waste?
But what I'm saying is that there's going to be empty seats all over the place.
It's not going to be pretty, but
it might be a sellout.
No,
I think it's going to
look. No, okay, I think you're wrong, and I think by the time that they show that opening shot, and it's like, first quarter, and they back off that first commercial, it's going to be pretty good. Empty seats in the
upper deck.
No,
and
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's not going to be like, it's not going to be patched out in the middle. It's like, I think it's going to be pretty sold out up until the edges. So I don't think that's true.
Now, as far as the Giants go, word came out. Our buddy Sean Marash broke the story. He should have broken it on this show, but we'll let that one slide for this week. But he broke the story that John Mara was ready to fire Daboll after the Denver game, that he was fired on the plane. He had him fired. When the plane landed, he was going to tell him, it's over. You see ya. You're fired. You blew that game. And somebody talked him off the ledge. But that just means that he's dead man walking, right? And I'm ecstatic about it because I think Daboll should have never started this season. I don't think he's a good coach. I think you go 3-14, you're out. That's it. You don't get another chance. And he's won. He did even the year I was looking. Even the year they went to the playoffs, they were 9-7-1, and they were third place in the division. He's never finished above third place. So even that year, that was a great year. 9-7-1's not a great record. They won the playoff game.
I'm sorry. Are you talking about the guy who created Daniel Jones, the superstar MVP quarterback?
Yeah.
Brian
But
Daboll?
he created.
Are you talking about the guy who created Josh Allen?
Yeah, Josh.
Are you talking about the guy who created Jackson Dart? The next great Giants quarterback? You are out of your mind. This guy is a quarterback genius.
No, he's not. I could have coached him. First of all, I could have coached him. I could have coached
those three guys. Bob, you tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. He turned Daniel Jones into a quarterback savant. Not only that, he put him on. Now he's an MVP.
He's playing MVP.
You don't even need neighbors. You don't even need Scatterboo. It's just as long as you have Daboll, you're good.
Well, here's the thing, and again, here we are again, another week. The kicker's hurt,
Big
right?
Daboll guy.
The kicker's hurt. So they came in. He came in on Monday. This just shows how he doesn't pay attention.
It's a neck this week.
But this is just how it shows that he doesn't pay attention. He comes in on Monday, or on Tuesday. The reporters ask him about it, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know about the injury." And they're like, "How'd you miss it? Why didn't you tell us about it yesterday?" He goes, "I just missed it on the injury report." Like, come on. Like, you got it's like details. Like, he's missing stuff like that. And how many games have the Giants lost because of these kickers? Why are they going to keep going back to?
I will give you that.
Where's Brad Dabuiso when we need him?
Daboll missed out in the. You can't act like Belichick and stonewall people and not answer questions.
Not if you're losing.
Like Belichick when you're not Belichick yet. You got to do it first. And now
he didn't stonewall, Brett. He screwed it up. He didn't see it on the report.
No, but he says stupid things. He just says things that don't make sense. Like, he's a big give you nothing guy, and it doesn't even work. But I don't know. And
we've lost games. Brett, the game I was at in Kansas City this year, the kicker got hurt in the warm-ups. They missed games last year because the kicker got hurt, and they can't kick field goals.
He's down for 3 of those.
They got to go for 2 every time. It's like a high school team.
But he learned. Bob, look, this is a guy who learns. This week, we got it. Neck injury on the injury report. Not
you know
kicking.
What?
We got a backup. We got a fresh backup with a neck that doesn't hurt.
And Mara's, that's what I said. So Mara's got cancer, and as bad as it is, As bad as it is to say, I think he sees that, I'm mortal here. I'm not going to live forever. I got to get something done here. And who do they go with? Belichick, maybe, right? Because don't bring me in. Don't bring me in the hot coordinator. I don't want the hot coordinator. That's what the Jets got. That's what the Jets got.
No.
And look what the Jets are doing. You love him.
It's not the hot coordinator. You're going to get Belichick's hot girlfriend.
Yeah,
That's what you get. That comes with it.
I'm okay with not getting Belichick. You know who I want? Maybe.
No, you're right, because you don't need that mess.
Maybe Nick Saban.
Bob, let's talk. Oh, let's back up here. Let's back up
Nick
here.
Saban was no good, though, for the Dolphins.
No, I'm not even worried about any of that. I'm not even. This guy, you're telling me what changed on this plane ride? So the plane ride happens.
They talk because what's the point? Why fire a guy in the middle of the season?
We start crossing time zones. Why? Because now people know that you were going to, and now.
Well, now he's going to fire. I think he gets fired Tuesday if they lose tomorrow. Bad.
Now he has no effect in the locker room. He's going to lose the locker room. The moment they know that he's not going to be their coach next year, you got nothing.
They have no talent, right? Everybody's hurt. Who is it? No, Jackson Dart running around. He's going to get himself killed.
Let me tell you. But Daboll is a disciplined guy, and as long as he hasn't lost the locker room, then he's still a good coach. And let me tell you, just because you lost the talent doesn't mean you don't lose the respect. And now, once they realize that he wasn't even going to be their coach when they landed,
well, it leaked out. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think he's going to get fired. I think if the Giants, because they quit in the second half against the Niners, right? The Niners are just as banged up as the Giants. They don't have a great team, except and they're winning games. Why can't the Giants win a couple games? Now they got everybody hurt. Okay, Neighbors hurt, Scadaboo's hurt, and Jackson Dart is the next one. He's running around like these guys on defense are too big in the NFL for you to be running around like he does. He's gonna get himself killed.
You know why you get rid of Daboll at this point? At this point, are we even shooting for the playoffs? Is that like
no? Because you could put Kafka in there. You could put he's a candidate, and you can see how he does.
No, but is that like
it's an audition?
But is that in your brain like that? There's no playoff hopes, right?
No. The play, gone, right? Yeah. Sure. I mean, it's technically, I guess they have one loss left. They have one loss left.
I'm just making sure that we're not delusional. You want a guy who's going to lose for you, so that's why I would see get rid of Daboll. You want like someone fresh that's going to screw it up and not know what they're doing. Even worse, like Daboll kind of. No, yeah, but they don't.
They don't do that, Brett. They don't do that. These teams don't look at it like that.
You think
John Mara's dying? He's not going to be like, let's lose all the games.
Do you think Brian Daboll was a reason that you were close in these games this year, or do you think he's the reason that they lost those close games?
No, I think he's a bad coach. I think he makes bad decisions. Like for the kickers, Brett, they lose games all over the place. They lost the game against Denver where he almost got fired because the guy missed 2 extra points. Teams, Brett, just last week they set the all-time record.
70 is happening.
Brett, last week they set the all-time record for the longest field goal, right? Who kicked it? Whoever kicked it. These teams are hitting 60-yarders routinely. Giants lose games because of extra points. Giants missed 40-yarders. They got this guy Koo who's going to kick this week. You know what his long is? You know he's 9 for 26 from 50 or longer. That's like 25 years ago. That would be a good number. Oh, okay, you kick from 50. It's a long field goal. It's not long anymore. 50 is a chip shot. And the Giants miss extra points. They lose games because of extra points. They can't take it.
You're missing it. You're missing.
I'm done with them. I'm done with them.
You don't want anybody making field goals, Bob. You don't want them making field goals. You want wide rights to just lose the game and get you into that position that gets you that next guy that for the new coach.
No, because that's the Jets. That's what you got to look at. You're a Jets fan, so that's what you got. You got. Let's lose games. Let's lose. You're gonna be losing. You're gonna be sitting here 65 years old, going, "Well, we got a lot of draft picks next year, and you're not gonna have gone to the playoffs in 30 years."
But Bob,
this is the New York Giants, Brett. It's the New York Giants.
So what? And what, you want to take away that? So I got nothing, and now you want to take the draft picks away?
You got nothing. No, I'm saying good for you with the draft picks. Good for you.
I got nothing.
But you're gonna be sitting here in 30 years, doing the same thing.
Now I can't even enjoy the draft. What do you want?
30 years from now, you're gonna be the Jets fans never enjoy the draft. They boo the hell out of every pick they've ever made.
The Jets and Giants have Super Bowl teams. They just gave them up to other teams,
and everybody enjoyed. And everybody hates the draft. They booed. One of the funniest things to go back and look up is when great players like Mahomes. There's one with Mahomes where when Mahomes got drafted, they got Chiefs fans going, "Well, this is why this team will never win a Super Bowl, drafting this loser." You know, so nobody enjoys the draft. Nobody is happy with their picks in the draft. Never. But that's all the Jets got. Listen, the Jets, you're gonna be sitting there in 20 years. Go, oh, we got these picks, and we're gonna if we do it right this time. And it's just how long can we do this for? Like, you got to win some games eventually, right? The Giants are now 10, 12 years terrible. The Giants are not the Jets, and I hate to say it like that because I'm a Mets fan, and the Mets are the Jets. But the Giants are not the Jets. It's the Giants are the Yankees, right? We're doing more prestigious. They're not
the Yankees.
They're not the Yankees, but they're
more.
more.
No, I hear you. They're just not. No, they were.
Daboll has tanked the whole brand. He's tanked the whole brand,
and they have ruined it. They had a good shot at being whatever, and I don't know where. You're right, because you know what happens is I don't think Daboll's a bad coach like you do, but he has run his course in New York. It's two different things. There's times where there's coaches who probably could have coached more. People didn't dislike them. There's probably weren't even that much better of a choice to come in for them. But you just run your course in New York, especially in the moment that happens is the moment you lose the locker room. And that happened the moment this story got leaked by Sean Marash.
He's 20, 39, and 1. That's a bad coach. That's it. That's all you need to know. What's his record? 20, 39, and 1. And he's won 9 games. It was the most he's ever won. He's the third place is the highest he's ever finished. Then it's a bad coach. You don't look at anything else. That's it.
It's going to be so funny.
What do you look at?
You know what's going to be the funniest thing in the world?
20, 39, and 1. Bad coach.
This is the best part about all this is, honestly, they're not that bad of a team right now.
Well, they are because everybody's hurt. They have no talent. Wandale Robinson is not a good receiver.
That's exactly right. But that's exactly right. And there's going to be a new coach who comes in, and that guy is all of a sudden going to be given all of those tools back at the exact same time. A high draft pick that if you score on, plus whatever the free agent is that you pick up, because someone is going to want to come play for you when you have Jackson Dart, and you have all the new guys coming, and you have Scadaboo, and you have Neighbors, and you actually have some guys that are playing pretty well on defense. Guys will show up there. People don't show for the Jets because they're going to be bad.
Daboll's had high draft picks every year.
I'm saying that next
every
coach
year he's had high draft picks. 20, 39, and 1.
The next coach is going to look like a genius. And let me tell you, if Daboll, I don't know.
How come Daboll hasn't looked like a genius yet? He's had high draft picks every year. 20, 39, and 1. Come on. How many times are you going to give him a chance?
I'm sorry. He was 2 injuries short. If 2 injuries don't occur this year, he would have looked like a genius. I really believe that.
Okay, listen, you can say that, but the reality is before Scadaboo and them got hurt, they beat the Eagles without Neighbors, right? Okay, so then they tanked the last 2 games. They have one win, right? One good win against the Eagles at home in October. That's a disaster for a season. We're gonna sit here and celebrate that. Oh, we got
a decent kicker.
Beat the Eagles in October.
A decent kicker, and Neighbors doesn't get hurt. They got 4 more wins.
They beat the. Yeah, okay.
They beat the Broncos.
I don't know. Maybe
beat the Broncos.
But why can't you get it? Why can't you have a kicker out there that makes extra points?
No,
I mean, it's extra points. That's his fault.
He is only given the tools that he is given. He is not the general manager. He is the coach. He does not choose who the players are. They show up on his doorstep who the kicker is. And you can say that, like, I understand they have a lot more influence than in other sports.
But why is Graham Gano still on the seabread? Every one that I'm talking about, Graham Gano is the guy getting hurt. Like, how many chances we gonna give Graham Gano? It's not Vinatieri, right? It's not Vinatieri. Can they at least finally admit that maybe Graham Gano can't kick anymore? Like, get him off this team.
And then he came.
I'm sick of Graham Gano just getting hurt.
And then he came crying the blues that people were threatening him.
Yeah, give me a break. And then they got this guy Koo, who's going to kick this week, and I hope they lose 35-7 because then he's gone. No. He's gone. He's gone this week. It's the cat's out of the bag that he was going to get fired. I think Mara goes. You know what? Nobody's talking me out of this week. The Bears.
When's the
Bears tomorrow, 1:00 in Soldier Field. Big game for the Bears. 5-3. Everybody on the Giants. When everybody looks at their schedule. They have a win against the Giants. That's what they say. Win, loss. Win. Everybody win against the Giants.
At this point, the Giants are just decimated. I think they're in trouble. And you know what's going to happen. You guys are one bad thing away that you better avoid by the end of this year. And if you keep putting this kid in bad positions.
Yeah, he keeps running around like that. He's going to get killed.
You keep coming from behind in these games, trying to, run around and throw deep. He's going to get hurt, man.
And what are you going to do? You're going to have Daboll out there, right? He's going to have him out there late in the game in a blowout, trying to save his job. Because the only thing that could possibly save his job is the quarterback coming out and going, you know what, I need Daboll. He's my guy. I don't want to switch it. That might save his job, but he's not even there. He got a chance. They gave him a chance 2 weeks ago to say that. And he was like, well, he didn't say it.
He's not a fun. He doesn't seem like a fun guy to have as your coach. So I think that anybody there would probably be begging for a change. So I think it's clear change is coming there. There's nothing that can save his job, I don't believe, at this point.
So why keep him around? Right? Why let him have his hands on your best asset?
That story, if that is true, if that is the truth, and it doesn't really matter if
nobody's
it's true
denied
anymore,
it yet, right? They would have come out and denied it.
It doesn't even matter if it's true because now
yeah.
And is that the moment that happened? You're right. He shouldn't have been there, and I think you are right. They're hoping they lose this week,
and he fired them.
They are going to fire him, but they didn't want it to look like we went wishy-washy last week. So I hope they don't just make him sit around. And
because if I know I'm fired at a job, right? If I know I'm fired at a job, I'm fired in 2 weeks. I'm screwing this company, right? Like I'm pissed off. I'm screwing the company. And what do? You run Jackson Dart down 35-7. You just run him around the edge, and you tell him to go get
It's quiet quitting. You keep showing up to work. But you put in the minimal effort, and you just throw other people under the bus.
Or you could ruin the company, and then he could ruin.
No, that's what
you don't want his hands on the asset that is Jackson Dart.
Like you don't care if there's paper clips and like stuff in the copy machine when you're feeding stuff through there, like at all.
Yeah. Or you use the company's shipper number to ship all your stuff down to Florida when you move down.
Yeah, like.
So listen, it's a sad state, right? Like we're having a Mets guest on next week. That's how bad it is. Like this is football season and basketball. Like we're gonna have with Knicks. It's gonna be Knicks. The Rangers no good. Rangers will lose the Islanders 2-0. Devils, Brett. The Devils are the best team in New York.
It's really bad. I am glad to see I think the Knicks are going to start coming around.
Yeah, no, the Knicks are going to be good. Knicks will be good. Knicks will be exciting.
They look like they're finally starting to gel and figure.
You want to go to a game, right? This week or something? Next week?
Yeah.
We'll go to a game.
I might, we'll see. I don't know which. I know they still have a homestand through the end of the week. So
yeah, we're good. What like spike seats? We want to get on the court, talk to Dexter Henry. He'll get me on the court.
They're asking some crazy numbers.
I was inviting him to the Mets, the Queens baseball convention. I was gonna invite him, and I was like, well, I was invite you. I have an extra, we have a seat. And he's like, don't worry, I'll get in sometime.
I think I'll be all right.
He's like, I'll get in. Don't worry, work for the New York Post. But all right, so now around the league games tomorrow. There's a couple big games. We'll go through a couple of the big games. Big one is. Listen, Miami. Not Miami. Listen to me. New England. Brett, why are the Jets not? But New England is already back. First place, 7-2.
It shows you what happens when you hit on a quarterback. You hit on a quarterback, and your whole life can change really fast. Or when you hit on a head coach. So that combo of a head coach and a good quarterback, I think is franchise changing. So you got to get that going.
Now they are playing. They're going to play down in Tampa. You got Baker Mayfield, who's playing real well, right?
Yeah,
Baker Mayfield is 6-3.
They are and I like Tampa, but let me tell you, they're slightly overrated. They're just not. They're a little dinged up. They've had some issues, but it's always a tough place to play, man. Any idea what the line is? Do you any clues?
The line in that game is it's probably what it is. It's probably 2.5 Bucks are favored by 2.5 or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say pick 'em 1-2 for
That's
sure.
It's got because that would make it a pick 'em, right? Because you get 3 points basically
for
being a home team.
Yeah.
And then I got it right here. Let's see what it is. I'll tell you right now what it is. It's Okay, so yeah, it's 2.5. Play exactly what I said. -2.5 to Tampa. Tampa 2.5 point favorite, which means it's a pick 'em because you get 3 points for playing at home.
Who are you taking in that game?
I'm taking. I think. You know what? I would stay away from that. If I'm gambling, I'm staying away from that game. But if I had to pick, I would pick Tampa. I think home. Right, Baker Mayfield's a little more experienced. He's playing well. I think they win the game. I think the Patriots aren't ready to win. Both teams go in the playoffs.
Drake may be the best quarterback in the AFC right now.
It may be. And then you got the morning game. You got a morning game tomorrow. You got Atlanta, Indianapolis. Indianapolis had their first stumble last week, right? They lost. Daniel Jones didn't play well. Atlanta had a bad. Atlanta finds ways to lose every week, right? They missed the extra point. Yeah. They're another one like with the Giants, missing extra points and stuff. They're a good team.
Should be good, yeah.
But they find ways to lose.
Big disappointment.
And you got that. That's a decent game, though, right? For the morning game, it's usually garbage.
They screwed up by I guess with Penix and going back and forth, and the whole they really screwed up when they drafted Penix with Cousins there and that whole debacle. They had a good thing going, and that really set them back. But
and I think the
Colts big bounce back game.
I agree. I think the Colts win, because you know what? No matter who it is, when it is, Pittsburgh. It's tough to go into Pittsburgh and win. Right, you got Tomlin, you got Rodgers. It's a tough spot to go into and win. You got the Colts are 6.5 point favorite there. I'd probably I'd probably lay the point 6.5. Well, because I think Atlanta's just gonna screw it up. That's just what they do. Now you got Sauce getting traded, right, and he's got to fly to Germany. That's a pain in the ass, right? That's a pain in the ass.
That sucks because you better be Quinnen Williams when you get 2 bye weeks.
Oh, is that what he gets?
Yeah.
All right. And then another interesting game is tomorrow, the 3-5 Ravens, who are now, they got Lamar back. They won, right? If they win this one, they're 4-5, they're right back in it. Because they were everybody's Super Bowl pick. And then they lost and they got injured.
They were dead to everybody.
1-5 or something, yeah.
You got to be scared. That's the team where this is how you realize how early it really is. If they win this week, if they lose this week, totally different picture.
Well, they only have it's like a playoff game every week almost for these guys. They got to win out almost. They have 2 wins to play. They have 2 wins to play with.
You have to. No. It is
2 losses to play with.
You can't even really say that next week. You're right. It's a never lose situation, but you're not even playing the same way. This is a playoff game. If you lose this game, next week's barely even a playoff game. It's just like a hopeful. We have to win no matter what. Just to. I get it. They're screwed.
And Lamar Jackson's now going to be a pocket passer, right? Because he's still iffy on the legs. He doesn't have the running ability he did. Now he's obviously But this was everybody's Super Bowl pick. And they just fell flat on their face.
But there's the other guy. It's like the equivalent of and they're very different quarterbacks in their own way. But it's like the Joe Burrow go. If you could take Lamar Jackson over a new quarterback, now you go no.
I take.
We've watched this, Bob. No, I agree, and I screamed for the Jets to take Lamar Jackson when the Ravens were making him look like a fool. I screamed for the Jets to grab him, and he could have went. He probably had a shot at going, but
Minnesota's no patsy. They beat Detroit last week.
But as soon as their wheels and their legs get banged up, Bob, these guys are not the same. I'm not saying Lamar Jackson. He's a good passer.
Let's see.
He's actually proven it.
Right. Let's see if he bleeds into the playoffs this year.
Yeah, no.
But I don't know. It's a tough game. Minnesota.
Let's put some money on that. Let's put Let's put on the
win Super Bowl,
win the AFC.
I bet it's not as good of odds as you think it is. Now, what do you think the odds are on this one? Minnesota. Now, this one, I love Minnesota in this, and I'm going to tell you just with the line that I just saw. Minnesota home plus 4.5. They just beat the Lions in Detroit last week.
No way. You're kidding, right?
That's the line.
That's real.
And the defense for Baltimore is no good.
J.J. McCarthy looked so good last week.
Yeah, they think he's a fraud. They think last week was an anomaly.
No, this is one of those
they're begging you to pick they're begging you to pick the Vikings. I agree. It's almost too good to be true, right? They're begging you to take the Vikings.
I wouldn't have cared if, just not knowing the line, I wasn't so high on J.J. McCarthy and thinking that he's actually going to go perform well next week. So that's where I'm more surprised.
But you got to remember, Ravens, everybody's Super Bowl pick, beginning of the year. All that happened is Lamar went down. Now he's back. Is they still a Super Bowl team? I think the defense is no good. The defense isn't good enough.
He started that being losing, and he was on the team losing when they lost. No, so
yeah, they lost the opening week. And then let's see, the last one we'll look at here real quick is going to be Monday night. Eagles back on track, playing well. Packers coming off a terrible loss. They were 14.5 point favorites. They lost to Carolina, and they are 5-2-1. Eagles 6-2 with a commanding lead in the East, in the NFC East. They going for that top spot. Could be for a 1 seed in Lambeau Monday night. Can the Packers bounce back and win?
No, I think the Eagles are gonna run similar to the Dodgers this year, where they're just trouncing through the regular season. They're gonna beat teams like this, and they're gonna start turning it on this time of year. Week 10, you're gonna see a little bit more Saquon. You're gonna see a little bit more. I just don't know. Their big question marks are with AJ Brown and their problems with him. He obviously, I don't know. Like, they have a little bit more problems in the locker room, but I'm not a big Jordan Love guy. I don't know how they lose the games that they've lost. To lose to Carolina. Who else?
Yeah.
I don't even know. They lost a couple bad games.
Yeah. Well, that one last week was bad. But still, even after all that, what you just said, Packers -1.5.
They're supposed to be good. There you go. Like they're the big, they're the big team people like. So I just don't know. I don't know how you can keep betting against Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, and the Eagles when they just keep winning and they can win in different ways. Whereas, I don't know, when Jordan Love's not on, the Packers aren't going to win. Like it's just, I don't know. Lambeau's a tough spot to play. That's a little bit of a weird line, but
I think that's another one where they're begging you. They're begging you to take the.
I think you're looking at 2 picks from Love. I think Hurts is going to run all over the place. Then once they try and stop him there, he's going to throw it and he's going to rush for 2 touchdowns.
It's one of those games though. They're begging you. They're begging you to take the Eagles. Right? You almost don't want him. It's like the Vikings. Like how could it be so easy?
Vikings. I'm parlaying the Eagles and the Vikings. I don't care what they say.
And then the Giants are 4.5-point underdogs in Chicago. Now, this is a big game for the Bears. The Bears are not going to lose to the Giants because they're 5-3. They got to win this game.
No, this is the game they lose. This is a game that you shouldn't lose.
A bad team loses
right, that you're sleeping on them. Oh, look, but the Giants are actually not bad. But the problem is the Giants are just too beleaguered. I think it's more of a cover the spread situation than a win the ball game situation.
Yeah, because they got Koo kicking. He's not. They're going to lose by the kicker. You know the kicker's going to blow it this week.
So it's actually the opposite.
Oh, you think he hits a big one?
If they rely on we're not going to try and score the touchdown, and he's going to have he kicks 440 and under. He doesn't kick anything long. 430 to 40 yarders, and he makes them. He's 4 for 4 with 430 to 40.
Now the Bears are coming off this thing right here. The Bears are coming off the game of the year. Over the Bengals. You saw that last week, right?
That was incredible.
Like the Bengals went down and scored and took the lead, and then they can't tackle the guy in the secondary, and he goes 60 yards for a touchdown. And you know what's funny?
Yeah, I like to see the Bears lose.
Brett, listen to this. When the Bengals were down, right? They had the ball. There's like a minute 10 left. The Bengals are down. Have the ball. I put $30 on the Bengals. They scored the touchdown. Took the lead. I was like, we got it. Bears right down the field. It's 60-yard touchdown because they don't even wrap the guy up, the tight end or whatever. They just put a shoulder to him. He bounces off him and he goes 60 yards and the game's over. The Bengals are god-awful on defense. Like, it's not even. The Bengals are worse than Dallas.
All these defenses are awful now. Like, it's really getting bad. Like, if you can't get to the passer, you can't rush the passer, those teams are deadly. Like, that, it's... Man, this whole game and everything we talk about, it all comes down to whose offensive line is better than the other team's defensive line. Like, whoever dominates that is just all over these days, man.
And I was talking to my father today, and he said something, and I was like, you know what, he's right. Football hasn't been that good this year yet, right? And I said to him in response, I was like, oh, it's still early, a lot to play, but it really hasn't been great this year.
Last week was the first good. You know why? They spread it all out. You used to get all the action on Sunday.
That's that's a good call. That's a good call.
And
Thursday, Sunday morning.
2 on Monday, 1 in Germany, 1 in London.
And they're about to hop on Saturday. They're about to hop on Saturdays too.
Sometimes only 2 4 o'clock games.
I know.
Sometimes 3. And you look over and you go, that you got this guy on red zone trying to bounce back and forth between the Panthers game.
Very good point.
There's nothing going on. It's terrible.
Very good point. And they're about to jump on Saturdays because the college is almost over. Well, you got 2 weeks left, then they go away on Thanksgiving, and you get ready to go. They jump all over Saturdays.
And then you don't enjoy it as much. Like, one of my favorites is when they save it for and you get there for divisional weekend or wild card weekend where all of a sudden you had that Saturday
game and it was something special. It was something special.
Now it's played out, and now it's like I wake up on Sunday, my coffee, and I'm already halfway. I'm at halftime.
You're right.
At halftime of a game in London that nobody cares about. That. I don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's it. That's the answer. You're 100% right. That's a perfect answer.
Let me tell you what the end of it is there will be an extra week of football at some point. They will add that 18th week, and that 18th week for every team, and I can guarantee it, every team will play an international game 1 week every year. I guarantee.
Isn't that what they have already though? Isn't that with the odd? Because you have
everybody.
the odd.
No, you do, but there'll be the 18th week that will be a guaranteed each team playing internationally. Why?
Because it was always Sunday night, and Monday, right? That was it. It was Sunday and Monday.
A big deal. Nobody will ever remember how big of a deal Monday night football
started at 9 o'clock, and we all stayed up for it.
People didn't
They
understand.
kicked that thing
at
9 o'clock.
The pregame and the song.
The song, yeah.
Like it's not, and like it. People are still into football that way. We've just watered it down.
They watered it down. I agree.
Spread it way too thin.
Spread it way too thin, and too many games. And you're right. It was Sunday. Sunday at 1 o'clock was the NFL, right? Sunday at 1 o'clock. That was the NFL. You loved it. You sat there. Then you watched the 4 o'clock games. The Sunday night game was never great because that was the ESPN thing. And then Monday night was back on the network. ABC 9 o'clock. We all watched it.
You can't even watch a Chiefs game on a Sunday during the day anymore. They played one. It was last week versus the Bills, which I'm shocked they allowed it on a 4 o'clock. Thank God.
Because they probably protected it. They protected it.
But
they wouldn't let them flex. They protect a couple games.
They made them play every other good team. The curse of being good is now you have to play on every primetime game, on every Monday, on every Thursday
night, Sunday night, Monday night. Yeah,
on all of them, every international game. You're the one that we're going to use. So the curse of being good, like a Mahomes, now you're spread them all over the place on every day. The quality of football goes so down when you give them shorter days and confusing schedules. And I don't know, football's a different sport than other things. Like,
but he's right though, right? He was right. It's not, because I thought about it after he said it, and I was like, you know what? It's not as good this year. It just hasn't been. And now maybe it's the World Series was great. Maybe it's that I don't know.
It'll get there.
Oh yeah, listen, we'll be. I'm into it and everything, but
it's just different teams than we expected. All of a sudden, like nobody is excited to watch the Colts.
I think you hit the nail on the head. They spread it out too far.
Whereas we were looking to watch the Ravens, and then they stay. It's just it's different. Like,
and you're right. There's only 2 games. You're right. You got the guy in red zone. Just you watch both games. You get, and then what they do is they won't let you watch when there's a solo game left. When there's only 1 game left on, the other game ends. No, they switch it off. And last week they almost did it. I think it was the Green Bay game, as they were going for 2 for the win. Yep. And the game ended. I was like, then they are not. Are they going to really switch this thing off? They didn't do it. They kept it for like an extra minute because the other game ended as they were lining up for 2.
So bad.
So they let it slide for like an extra minute, but they can't let it go much longer than that. And it was a game that wasn't nationally covered, so you only got it in a certain market. It was the Raiders. That's what it was. It was the Raiders game, and the Raiders were going for 2 to win it. And the other game ended, and he told you before. He told you like 20 minutes before. He's like, listen, if the Raiders game ends, because that went into overtime, the Raiders game is the last one standing. You don't get it. You don't get it.
So bad.
You only get it in the Raiders market in Vegas. And like you sat there and you watched the whole game, and I was like, they better not turn. And I could care less about the game, but I was like, they better not turn this damn thing off right before they go for it. They better let this play go.
Honestly, part of me is like, as much as I like Red Zone, I'm kind of sick of them dictating what's being watched and when in certain instances. Like, I like it when it's crunch time, but during the regular game, I'd rather watch certain things where they're like, oh, hold on, we're going to flash over to make sure the Cardinals are the Carolina Panthers are in the red zone, down by 4 touchdowns. Like, yes,
but they also don't. They don't really do that
and have a 4 box of the games.
Yeah, well, they do quad box.
You know what I mean? No, but that's what I'd rather, just have a quad box at home with the NFL Sunday
ticket
I
guess.
TVs.
But there's the witching hour, Brett, where wins become losses and losses become wins.
I like it.
And he's the best guy. He's the best. He's the best on TV, I think. Chris Hansen's the best on TV. Whether he's catching predators in the house or he's calling football games, Chris Hansen is the best on TV.
There is a point where he's definitely taking a leak while he's got the microphone on in our living rooms.
That absolutely 100%, 100%.
I love it. There's a long pause, and they're like, "Oh, back to the action." If they don't say anything, they like quickly go to a game for 2 full minutes, and they don't say a word.
Yeah. So, well, that does it. Week 10 tomorrow. Jets and Giants. They take from it what you will.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the thing. What's Notre Dame doing? Did they win?
Yeah, they're up big, 49-10.
I still don't know how Indiana is a number 2 team in the country.
Jets next quarterback coming up.
Jets Fernando Mania. Fernando
Mania.
So that does it for us. Enjoy the games, everybody. We got a Mets guest, Mark Healy, coming on next Saturday. Do some Queens baseball convention I was calling it the, and you know what? I almost sent the email with it, calling it the Queens Baseball Conference.
Nice.
I didn't though. I got it
like
together.
that.
Bam, I got it. And we're working on Brandon Tierney. Get it together, Brandon Tierney. Get in touch with me. St. John's lost today.
So what? That's a bad one.
Yeah, at the Garden. Like I know Alabama's the top 20 team, but you can't lose the games at the Garden. You can't lose the games at the Garden like that. Not if you're a top 5 team.
That.
If you're a real top 5 team, you beat Alabama today.
Well,
right?
They almost blew the other one.
They didn't. No, they didn't. They beat. I was at the game. They beat.
Oh no, not that one.
Quinnipiac by 50.
Oh no, not Quinnipiac. No, not the Quinnipiac game. No, definitely not the Quinnipiac game.
You know what happened? And I'm gonna tell you a funny story. I bought the ticket off StubHub, right? I bought it on the way to the game, just $10, $20, whatever it was. I never got the ticket sent to me, so I called up StubHub and I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" And they're like, "Oh, the seller canceled the sale." I was like, "Well, nobody told me. I'm sitting outside the venue. What do you want me to do? How was I supposed to know that?" And they wouldn't. I was like, "You got to make this right. Get me some tickets." They wouldn't do it. I walked in like a side door. I saw some kid walking out a door. I walked in a side door, like at St. John's, and there was some girl there who was wearing a yellow security jacket. Right? She's obviously like a student. She's got her feet up on her phone. I walked right past her. Walked in another door, and I'm in the stadium.
There you go.
Free.
That's all you need.
So it's like,
Right.
And then I found out Gordy's there halfway through.
Oh, I saw Gordy was there, and then after I saw the Brandon,
And he goes, I had an extra ticket. I was gonna call you. I go, I needed a ticket. I'm sneaking in the back door. So that's it for us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, rate, review, and subscribe. Every little bit helps. Leave us a review on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. If you're on YouTube, make sure you click the subscribe button so you don't never miss a video, never miss this great show. It only gets better as the year goes on. For Brett Grasso, I'm Bob Walters. Enjoy your Sunday, everybody. See ya.